Ladies and gentlemen, on top of 7 p.m. on the biggest story tonight, we at Republic TV have an announcement. The chapter proceedings of Arnab Goswami initiated by the Mumbai police now stands terminated. It's terminated, and the chapter case initiated against our editor-in-chief stands closed. It's a breaking news update that we have here at Republic TV. Republic had submitted an application that 6 months had elapsed from the show cause notice and an inquiry has not been completed. And under 116(6) of the CRPC, the chapter needed to be terminated. It needed to be closed. The same was granted, and the chapter proceedings have been closed. It's a vindication for Republic TV, and it comes a day after a defamation complaint by a Mumbai DCP was also dismissed by a Mumbai court. We'd like to thank our viewers for having faith in us and standing by us through all our fights. And this evening, as we get you those pictures of Arnab making the rounds at the NM Joshi Mark, we remember every minute, every moment of that fight, and every second and every minute. And as we, are vindicated again and again, day after day, I'd like to go across to Rhythm, who will take our viewers through what this means. Rhythm, it's vindication for Team Republic. Why don't you tell our viewers about the chapter case and where we stand today?
Niranjan, like you started off by saying, several times I can tell them about what legally this means. A chapter proceedings is actually something that is done to say that we are trying to put you on good behavior. It started off in a Palghar in the Bandra coverage that we did. The Mumbai police tried to come forward. They filed a complaint with the ACP, who has powers of a magistrate, executive magistrate, and the ACP initiated a notice to us in which he said he wanted Arnab Goswami, our editor-in-chief, to explain to him why under section 108 he should not initiate chapter proceedings, and to explain to him why we were not anti-social elements, to explain why there should not be someone giving security and a bond of 10 lakh rupees to show that we had not done anything wrong in those coverage of those people. In the notice, it was also said he would be seeing whether it was not in such a surcharged atmosphere that we were trying to create something wrong. Today, that very same ACP has terminated the very same case that he had put around 6 months ago. Like you said, in the same tone and tenor, I don't want to go into too much of the legalities of this closing down of the case, but I want to go back to what and where this started at the NM Joshi police station and at the Palghar case, where this case talks about. Niranjan, you yourself were there exactly 1 year ago. It was in April at the NM Joshi police station, where first time around we were there. We were called in the Palghar case, we were called in the other cases, and that's where the fight really began. It's coming a full circle, because today at the very same place, this particular ACP has now chosen to close those chapter proceedings, which shockingly he had said was for good behavior, and asked for a bond of 10 lakh rupees. Along with the bond, he'd also wanted security of another person to see that we were continuing to be in good behavior. This is a vindication of the Republic Media Network. It's a vindication of our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami. And like we've been saying yesterday, since yesterday when Abhishek Trimukhe's complaint was also dismissed, truth does win. It is life coming a full circle. It's coming in the same place at the NM Joshi police station. Several people who continue to call in, who continue to message, don't understand what all's been happening since 1 year. But at the very core of it, Niranjan, you've seen what's been happening from up close and personal. When the Mumbai police had been led by certain people today, who are today not only who had started and initiated these complaints, those people who initiated these complaints, who were a part of the Mumbai police force at that time, are today facing charges of murder, extortion and blackmail. They are now being probed by the NIA. They are being looked into by the CBI, by central agencies. They are today sitting at Taloja jail, and today they will be having to answer questions as to why certain probes were started. At the very same time, we are also seeing cases being closed down one by one. This is also a clear message that is going out. If you try and come after something that is essentially good, this is something that will continue to happen. And that is why I believe it is a clear message to everyone, the law catches up. That's what's happened today. Now I'll just tell our viewers roughly what chapter proceedings is really all about. In this case, Team Republic has stood vindicated in a case in which chapter proceedings had been started of 108. He'd also asked for a surety of 10 lakh rupees, Niranjan. These were started against Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, and this is what the Vaze Paramveer-led Mumbai police force had asked for on October 10th last year, and they had said, we want to keep a check on anti-social elements. I'm sorry, but I am getting a little troubled here. When someone does a coverage of a Palghar case or a Bandra case and tries to put the truth forward, they don't become anti-social elements. The notice that was given by the ACP at that time was very clearly saying that we're trying to see whether you've misused your right to freedom of speech and expression, whereas the bottom line actually came in the beauty of the Supreme Court's judgment in the 306 case, where the Supreme Court said, don't try and misuse the state machinery for your own purposes, and the police machinery should never be used to try and curtail the freedom of speech of the press. And this is also a message that should go down to the police forces that have tried to essentially do this with Republic Media Network in the last 1 year. They booked Arnab for FIR, they registered FIRs against him, they booked him in the Bandra case, in the Palghar case, and the notice had said, specified there was sensitive comment on the debate. Today, the very same ACP has chosen to shut down the very same complaint that he initiated a notice on. This is not only a vindication of the Republic Media Network, but this is a victory for the people who stood with us, Niranjan. And you and I have seen from very close the people who came out. Even when on November 4th, I remember when Arnab was being picked up and he was taken towards those premises in Alibag, and then later when he was being shifted to Taloja, where today Sachin Vaze's residence is, I remember the outpouring of love. I remember the people who'd come forward and how they had supported him, how they supported Republic TV. Today, this is going to be seen as a victory for those people, Niraj.
I'll end by making just 4 points, Rhythm, just to add to whatever you've said. Just 4 observations as journalists as we bring this part of the news to an end. Point number 1, Sachin Vaze, the man who foisted fake cases, fake charges against Arnab and the Republic team, is in Taloja. That's point number 1. And he's been arrested for alleged terror and alleged murder. Point number 2, his boss, his then boss, Paramveer Singh, has been shunted out. And today there is an investigation that has been ordered against him. The same Paramveer Singh who headed the Mumbai police, under whom the chapter proceedings had been initiated. Point number 3, the defamation complaint that was filed by the officer, a DCP rank officer, yesterday stood dismissed. And point number 4 that we'd like to tell all our viewers is that, if you look at the entire chronology of this particular case, from the multiple FIRs, post-Palghar and the Bandra migrant coverage with Rhythm spoke about, and we've covered in great detail, even the courts have ruled against them, Rhythm. So technically this brings the entire chapter, it's called a chapter proceeding, and it brings the entire chapter to a close now, Rhythm. I'd like to end on that note. Thank you, Rhythm, for helping us put this in perspective this Saturday evening. Thank you, Rhythm.